KP's Kingdom, cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you how to make my Cacio Pepe gnocchi with sage. We're doing everything from scratch on this one. It is easy and it is fun. Alright, let's get on with it. 1 kilo of potatoes, I've peeled and given those a rough chop, sort of quarters to thirds, into some water, a good handful of salt. Okay, that goes in. If you want a little bit less salt, put less in. Right, I like a nice salty spud. It's going to carry the flavours through nicely. We're going to bring that up to the boil and boil those until a little blunt knife will go through those just nicely. And at that point we can pretty much just take those off the hot plate and we will strain those off. And just through a colander, and we'll let those come back down to a room temperature. Once they've come back down to a room temperature, they might be just a little bit warm, I'm going to use a potato ricer. Right, you can just use a masher in a bowl if you want to. Potato ricer will give you perfect gnocchi every single time. These things are only worth what, 15 bucks now, $15 from IKEA. They used to be like $60-70 back in the day. These things are just great and you can use all sorts of vegetables through them. Alright, so we're basically going to put through our kilo of cooked potato through there and rice those up, and we're going to end up with the most fluffy gnocchi in the end. Alright, here I've got about 2 tablespoons worth of freshly ground black pepper, really nice and coarse. Okay, this is how we get our pepe for our little gnocchis, and all we have to do is stir that through and make sure we get that evenly distributed through our potato. Right, we don't want clumps of pepper here or there, we just want a nice even distribution. 2 egg yolks go straight in just like that. Okay, pretty simple recipe this one. Making gnocchi is not that hard. Give all of that a good stir, just like I'm doing right there. Right, pretty easy, and you can see by the colour of those yolks, they are beautiful eggs that I am using. I'm just going to use a splash of milk. I've poured myself around about 90 milliliters in total, and I'm just going to add it a little bit at a time until I end up with just a nice sort of mashed potato. I don't want it absolutely perfectly creamed, right? And we get in there with the gloves and give that a bit of a mix through. Okay, make sure you lose your spoon in the bowl like I just did, otherwise you're not doing it right. Alright, 1 cup of plain flour. We're going to add that into our mixture and mix that through with our hands a little bit at a time. Alright, just add a little bit, give it a good stir, mix, and all of a sudden we're going to end up with a really nice dough that we can play with and we can use. Right, if the mixture feels a little bit warm at this stage, just let it cool down a little bit. So just keep adding your plain flour as you need to. Okay, just give that all a good little mixy mix. Right, pretty simple. Now some eggs are larger than others, and you might actually find that you're still going to end up with a little bit of a wet dough. If you do, don't freak out, just add a little bit more flour until it all sort of comes together, just like this is starting to right here. Okay, and if you haven't tried making your own gnocchi before, it is easy and you are absolutely satisfying. Right, on a floured board, right, we're going to put some of our dough down. I've basically just made that into half, and all we're simply going to do, roll these out into a log, and when they start to get a little bit thinner, we can actually give them another cut and roll those out. So just keep playing with the dough, and before you know it, we're going to be having lots of little gnocchi to play with. Right, so once we've got that down to around about sort of a ½ inch, just over a centimetre in diameter, I'm going to give those all a little bit of a cut through, make our little dumplings. I'm using a little gnocchi board here and just going to roll those over the gnocchi board, and we'll give this out nice perfect little lines so it will grab anything that we decide to put with our gnocchi. If you don't want the pepper in there, you could put this with a tomato sauce or a creamy sauce, it doesn't matter. If you don't have a gnocchi board, just use a fork, right, just like that. My recommendation is actually just lay the fork down, top side down onto the board and just use the tines to make up those nice little ridges. I'm going to go back and use my gnocchi board because I trust it. Alright, so we're just going to keep making that through. I'm going to put a little bit of oil into a pan on a medium heat. Alright, use an olive oil or a vegetable oil, canola oil. You could even use a peanut oil if you want. We want to get some nice temperature into that. And here I've got about 12 sage leaves, fresh sage leaves. And I'm just going to put those straight into the oil and fry those off until they sort of become a little bit on the rigid type side. Right, they will sort of firm right up. And once they're sort of cooked off, it's going to flavour that oil up. We're going to put those over to the side and we will come back to those a little bit later. Alright, we've still got oil in the pan. All I'm simply going to do is I'm going to fry my gnocchi off. The only thing we really need to cook off in this here is just the egg portion of our gnocchi. The potatoes all cook through, the flour will cook through with the egg, and we'll end up with a real nice little crispy gnocchi. Now if you don't want to make your own Cacio Pepe gnocchi, you can actually purchase it from some supermarkets, but this is just so much more satisfying and the flavour is so much more intense. Alright, so just keep adding those and getting them a nice little bit of brown happening. As you can see, we've got that sort of happening there, and these are going to cook off for about sort of 5 maybe 6 minutes or so. Alright, you can see we've got some nice brownage happening, nice toastiness happening, and the smell coming off this pan is just incredible. Alright, so just keep working your way through with all of those. Just keep moving them around. One or two might stick together. Just make sure they don't get too cozy and they sort of separate a little bit. Alright, how easy is this to do? Okay, so we're just going to keep cooking those off. Right, very, very simple. And before you know it, these are all going to be beautifully cooked off. And we just once they're done, we're just going to pop those aside, right next to our pan. Just put on a little bit of kitchen baking paper or something like that. I'm going to add in here about 180 grams worth of frozen peas. We're just going to let those defrost in the pan. They're not going to take very long at all. Just keep moving them around. We don't really want any brownage or any burnt bits on these peas. We just want to make sure they're defrosted and we keep them really nice and sweet. Alright, as I said, they're not going to take very long at all, probably about 3 maybe 4 minutes at the maximum. Alright, so once again, just keep moving those around and getting those ready for our next step. Alright, we're looking pretty close to finishing this dish off. All we have to do now, we're going to add our gnocchi back into the pan, just like that, nice and carefully. Try not to lose any. We've already made a bit of a meal in this recipe already of dropping things into places where they shouldn't be. So just keep stirring that around and keep mixing the peas and the little beautiful pillows of potato and pepper together. And I'm just going to put a lid on there for around about 90 seconds or so. Right, just make sure those peas are nicely defrosted and make sure our gnocchi is actually cooked through. Don't worry, it's not going to be long enough to make them soggy. They'll still have that nice little bit of crunch to them. Alright, let's finish this off. Let's put our sage leaves back into the pan just like that, nice and evenly. And I'm going to add in here around about 60 grams worth of rocket. Okay, and that's going to give us a real bit of a nice peppery edge on top of the pepper that we've got in our Cacio Pepe gnocchi already. I'm going to finish this off with some parmesan or pecorino. I'm just going to put that through the microplane like that. Add as much or little as you like, and you're going to end up with the most beautiful, light, fully flavoured dish that you could ever imagine. I'd love to see you try and make this one at home. It is easy, it is fun. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. Really do appreciate it. If you want to know what the ingredients are, they are at the end of the video. Hit that like button if you like this video. It gives me confidence, should make you feel warm and fuzzy too. Hit that notifications bell, you'll be notified every time a new video goes up. And share this video with all your friends on all platforms of social media. We are trying to get known with KP's Kingdom out there. Please leave a comment. Love reading, love responding to them. In the meantime, if you want to make a modern version of entertaining classic like this one, well, you need to come and join the family, my family. Hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss another one of my videos again. I'm off to eat my Cacio Pepe Gnocchi with sage, and I will catch you next time. Bye.